With that being said, on the other side of the world, you have China. And China goes and basically says to Canada, hey, I know you have this America problem. I know this guy Donald is giving you a hard time. I'm here to help. Let me lend you a hand. Now, of course, the challenge is, what are you going to do, Canada? What is the wise decision here? Because now that the hand is extended, now that talks are beginning to happen, now that the prime minister is going to Beijing, now that all these things are happening, what actually ends up happening? What benefit actually befalls the Canadian people? So China isn't offering friendship. That's what I want to really get across here. China is offering optionality. It's giving an option. It's not saying we're going to be best buds. It's not saying we're going to do everything you need. No, it's giving you an option. Trade with us, we'll trade with you. Buy from us, we'll buy from you. Option, another option. But when is it doing it? That's the trick, right? Because friends are there when you're up, when you're down. They're your friends. They're always there for you. But when all these war drums are beating as strong as they can, China says, hey guys, I'm around. I can help. The US is unpredictable. Your trades are being weaponized. Your relationships are being pressurized publicly. And all the norms and things that you've been used to for so many years are breaking down. So they offer a phrase. They tell you something that you love. They tell you something that you can't imagine. They tell you strategic autonomy. Big word. Big word. Strategic autonomy. What does it mean? What are they saying? What is this strategic autonomy? Stop reflexively aligning with Washington. Diversify your trade and diplomacy. Reduce leverage on the US economy. This doesn't mean shared values, trust, love, kumbaya. It doesn't mean any of this. It doesn't mean let's hold hands and dance and sing around the fire. No, it doesn't mean any of that. What it means is you don't have to love us, but you also don't have to follow them. And this is a big message. This is huge, right? Because for basically eternity, as far as Canada is concerned, we have worked with the Americans after the War of 1812, obviously. People forget their history. But once that was all done, the trade began. It's a huge border. Lots of people. You want something, you got something, you need something, we need something. Trade. Good old-fashioned trade. China is exploiting a vacuum, but they're not creating it. And this is a fine line that people really have to understand. They are seeing the writing on the wall. They are seeing the aggression. They are seeing the instability. What are they doing? They're doing exactly what a brilliant country would do. And a lot of people are getting this wrong. A lot of people really are getting this wrong. People are very emotional. People are very amped up. People are willing to disavow their nation. People are willing to call out traitors and treachery and a lot of words. A lot of words being put out there. But let's be very, very specific here. Geography changes everything. China cannot turn off Canada's lights. China cannot disrupt trade borders in the US and Canada. And they cannot weaponize our financial plumbing instantly. The US is the only one that can do all that. That doesn't make China good. It just means that China is something and America is something. They're different. What one can do, the other cannot do. And what one cannot do, the other can do. And Canada's vulnerability is proximity plus dependence. That's the tic-tac-toe. That's the checkmate. It's not that it depends on the US for most of its trade. It's also that everyone else is so far away. So far away. So even if we wanted to ship oil, even if we wanted to, it would just take so much longer and become so much more expensive. Versus the US, they're just there. They're just south. They're our neighbor. We share the border together. It is literally one giant landmass. So it's complicated. So then the question becomes, okay, it's so complicated, but like America's not going to want their cars anymore. So you know what? Let's just forget about all that. Let's just bring in these Chinese cars, make the deal with China, and call it a day. That is a profound opinion, actually. And I've spent hours online reading and summarizing. And I'm seeing people make these comments. The hell with the American cars. Let's just use the Chinese cars. And sure, the Chinese cars are wonderful. They're fantastic, super high tech, super from the future. A lot of great things to be said about them, to be honest. And when I was in China, I was blown away by how incredible these Chinese vehicles are and that they're super, super, super affordable. Like, we're talking brand new cars that are electric for 30 grand. Like, these are insane numbers. Brand new car, 30 grand. Forget about electric, just any car. Now you got screens everywhere, buttons everywhere. It's a masterpiece. They really, really are. But there's a problem. Opening the market is not a strategy. Controlling the exposure is. If Canada opens up its auto market fully, meaning they have just went guns blazing and opened up everything possible, that we can get cars from anywhere in the world now and the whole market is becoming flooded, without domestic capacity, without the guardrails, without the things to ensure Canadian workers and products are safe, then the diversification ultimately becomes replacements. Because the goal ultimately is not cheaper cars, right? It's not that we want to get rid of the American cars to have more affordable cars. That's not what it is. The goal is resilience, and those aren't the same thing. Having trade partners, having diversified economies, being able to make money in whatever situation with whoever, that's the goal. Taking American cars out, bringing in Chinese cars, and we don't have any workers, and we don't have any service, and our people aren't working, nobody's building, that isn't the scenario we signed up for. That isn't the scenario that we're looking for. And this is the line that makes everyone really uncomfortable. This is the line that Canadians don't want to hear. This is the line that makes everyone uptight and nervous. Canada does not need a new patron. Canada needs leverage. Leverage comes from multiple trade partners, internal capacity, disciplined diplomacy, and refusing emotional alignment. Trump isn't wrong to test us. I know a lot of people are like, how could he? We've been partners for so long. That's a nation. Their job is survival. Their job is prosperity. And that's our job. And China isn't wrong to court us. And in the exact same thing, this isn't wrong. The question is whether Canada is mature enough, is wise enough, is strategic enough to stop being pickable. Because the minute you're not pickable is the minute you're no longer sovereign. Because when you're pickable, bigger powers feel free to choose you, not to invade you, not to formally annex you, but they are able to decide your outcomes. And that's the thing Canada needs to watch out for. Because if it can't figure out that you're playing chess and that every country has its own interest and every country has its own leverage, and we don't have any of that, then pickable, my friends, is the word of the day.